Ooh, I'm live, and I just realized I didn't turn on my lights. Hang on. If you're still here, just hang on. I'll be right back. Gotta turn on the lights. Oh, always good to be prepared. Always good to be prepared. Have some lights on. Why is my camera not even focusing? Look, I got all these people here, and the camera's not focusing for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't look very clear to me. Might be something with this. Maybe if I push this. Oh, that did it. Welcome aboard, everybody. Oh, a couple of people dropped. A couple of people didn't like that. A couple of people didn't like the fuzzy camera. Quick audio check for those are here in the chat. If you're here in the chat, just let me know you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay, please. More people dropped. I can't even believe it. A couple of people dropped. Well, for you people who stuck around, thank you for being here. Let's check that audio. Yeah, it looks like it's working. In the chat, let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? Somebody says sounds good. Thank you so very much. Welcome to being here. It is Tuesday. It's I was calling it office hours, but I only have like a half an hour. Only have like a half an hour to be with you today. So it's not really office hours. It's more like office 30 minutes. It's often, we'll call it office minutes. But we'll also call it open office. And this is a great chance to ask me anything. Thank you so much for being here. I see people checking in already. Thanks so much for being here. If you're brand new, if it's your first time here, now would be a genius time to click on the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you get an alert every time that I go live or release a video about how to grow your business, which is what it's all about. That's the only reason that we're here. I can't give you advice on anything else, at least meaningful advice on anything else. I am only here for one reason, and that is to help you grow your business. Hey, thank you. I just got subscribed. So very nice to see that. All right. So, if this is your first time here, this is really Ask Me Anything. I've got 21 years of experience. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs, service providers, coaches, consultants wildly grow their businesses. And I am so incredibly inspired to be here with you. First question just came in, and I have a couple of more queued up that came into me during the week. So we'll try to get to all of those. Sally says, what is your best advice to someone who's just starting a business? That is a great question, Sally, and thank you so much for asking that. So if you're just starting a business, first of all, I applaud you. Congratulations on taking that step. The best advice I can give you if you're looking to start a business is this, and that is there are very specific components that you need when you're starting a business to make sure you get it right. The first component that you need, and you'll hear me say this over and over again, I just released a video on this week, in fact, the first component that you need when you're just starting a business is you need a group of people that you wish to serve, a group of people that inspire you to serve. You've got to find the exact people that you wish to work with. Here is the characteristic that I want you to look for, Sally, and all you others who are thinking about starting a business or changing your business, is you want to try to find the people that you are so inspired to talk to and be around, and that you could talk to them 24 hours a day if you could stay awake 24 hours a day. At least 18 hours a day, you want to be able to talk to those people. Cicely Simpson's out there. I know she works like 18 to 20 hours a day sometimes. So you really do want to find that group of people that you can talk to for 18 hours a day and never get tired of talking to those people. That is so incredibly important. If you pick a group of people, if we go in the other direction, you pick a group of people that you're not inspired to talk to, you're going to dread the phone calls, you're going to dread the group coachings that you're doing, you're going to dread, if you're a service provider, the service that you have to do for them, because you don't want to talk to these people. And if you don't want to talk to someone, you're not going to want to do the work for them. So you've got to do some honest self-reflection. It shouldn't take more than a half an hour to sit down and say, these are the people that I enjoy spending time with. These are the people that I want to be my clients. This could be something as simple as, I want to work with educators, or I want to work with people who love motorcycles, or I want to work with people who have pizza restaurants, pizza shops. For me, it's entrepreneurs, and I have always known that about myself, which is why 21 years ago I started this business. I love spending time with entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, service providers, all those. You people inspire me so very much. That's how I chose to do what I do, is because you're the people that I love to spend time with. And the people that I serve, we message each other around the clock. We message each other on weekends. And that's because I never ever get tired of speaking with the people that I wish to serve. You have to do the same thing. So you're just starting a business. That's the very first thing you've got to do is figure out that audience. Then the next thing that I want you to do is figure out how you're going to serve these people. You might have a marketable skill right now that they're willing to pay you for to solve a problem that they have right now. And if you do, then it's time to approach that market, approach that audience with the sales message, with the message of transformation, and see if you can get people who want to pay you for that skill. So you've identified your audience, you've identified your target market. Now it's time to identify the skill that you want to bring to the target market. Do you have a skill that you can bring to that target market? And bring it to them. And what we're looking for here, very specifically, I'm going to take a quick sip of my beverage because I want you to focus on this. You want a 10% conversion rate right off the bat. Okay. So when you approach your audience, you want to convert 1 in 10 into a paying client. My preference for you is that you convert 5. So you have 50 sales conversations and you convert it 10%. You get 5 of those people to say, yes, I will pay you for this. How do you decide what you're going to charge? You've got to do your market research. And when you do your market research, you're going to find people who charge at the low end and people who charge at the high end. I want you to be at like 75%, maybe even a little bit more than that. Don't charge at the low end. Even here's the mistake that everybody makes. Oh, I'm just starting out. I'm going to charge very little for what I do so that I can get more clients. That is a load of, I almost swore, and I'm not going to swear. That is a load to say that I'm going to charge as little as possible because I'm just starting out. You are a fool. You're an idiot if you do that. And I was an idiot when I did it. And there are people here now who were idiots when they did it. You're not an idiot anymore. I'm not an idiot anymore. Don't be dumb. Charge a fair amount for what you do. You're going to find that the more you charge, the better results you get. Here's what the research shows us. And pardon me if I'm kind of going off a little bit on this, but it just infuriates me when people come to me and they're like, oh, I've got this service that other people are charging $5,000 for, but I'm only going to do it for $100. And that is a true story. I have a dude that I know who does web design, and he's doing $5,000 web designs for $100, and his clients are he's got the worst clients in the world because the people who want to pay $100 for a $5,000 service, they're the worst clients in the world. And they're the clients you don't want. So when you're just starting a business, you've got to charge towards the high end. Don't have that lack of confidence and don't sit there and whine and say, oh, I've just started my business. I don't know if I can charge what everybody else is charging. I'm just going to charge a little bit to try to get more clients. You're going to get more better clients if you charge the value for what you do. You've got to charge a lot. I charge a lot. The people that work with me charge a lot. In fact, I don't want to name any names, but there's somebody that works with me that in the past 14 months has gone from charging $500 to $5,000 for the same exact service. And the $5,000 clients are getting better results than the $500 clients, but the service hasn't changed. Because when people pay more for something, they have more value. They assign more value to it. They work harder at it. They spend more time engaged with it than somebody who spends very little on something. So if you're out there right now, listen to me very carefully. Take a look at the prices that you're charging and then look at your competition and look at what your competition is charging and then look at the industry. Every single industry, you should be able to do a little bit of Googling or find reports that you pay for to find out what the rates people are charging. And then boom, go right to the top and start charging at the top. If you're sitting there and you're like, but I can't deliver the results at the people at the top, then you need to stop delivering right now until you can get those results. Don't be one of those people that's giving people half results and charging a full amount for it. That's not going to do anything for your business. That's going to cause ultimate failure. That's going to cause people to hate you. And that's going to make people feel burned about your industry. So don't do that. Instead, figure out how you can get the top tier results so that you can pay or you can charge the top tier pricing. It all works together. You get better clients that way. You don't have to get as many clients that way. And again, the example of that, this dude that I know that builds $5,000 websites for $100 to $250, huge mistake. What a huge mistake that is. Because now to make a decent wage, right? How many clients does he need to get to $100,000 a year? What, like a bazillion clients to get to $100,000 a year? That's ludicrous to me that you're doing that. And how long does it take to build a website? A $5,000 website should take about maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So he's spending 6 to 8 weeks and charging $250 for it. It just doesn't make sense. And then to get to that minimum wage of $100,000, which is where I think any entrepreneur should be, is at about $100,000 a year when you're just starting out. To get there, he's going to have so many clients to get that done. It just doesn't make sense. But if you charge $5,000 a project, that's 2 projects a month that you're bringing in, and you're at $120,000 a year. Charge your worth. Kind of went off on that a little bit. I hope you're all okay with that. Hope everybody's okay. So the question that Sally asked was, what's the best advice for somebody who's just starting a business? First step, you've got to find the audience that you want to serve. You've got to find those people that you want to spend time with every single day, because you're going to spend time with them every day. Then you have to identify the skill that you have that they're willing to pay you for. Convert it 10%. Get 1 out of 10 people to pay you for that. Charge the fair rate to get the transformation that you're offering. Now, you might be sitting there and saying, well, I love pizza shop owners. I could talk to them all day long, but I don't have a skill that I can sell to them. That's fine. What you must do at this point is explore across all the pizza shop owners that you can possibly talk with what problem they have across the board that you're inspired to solve. So you must talk to these people. Maybe it's something to do with their payment system. Maybe it's something to do with the flour that they buy to make their pizza dough. Or maybe their sauce it doesn't taste as good, or something, you have a recipe for sauce, or they need a better recipe for sauce. Whatever it is, find the problem that your target market has that you're inspired to solve, and then spend time finding the solution. You don't have to have the skill right away to go solve that problem. You can take some time and go find the problem and find the answer. This means that your full-time job right now becomes finding the answer, getting good at making sure the answer solves the problem, and then selling that answer into the market. It might take you some time to do that. But when you do that, you're going to develop a business that is serving people that you want to serve, with a problem that you know they have and they're willing to pay for, and a problem that you're able to solve. And that's how you build a business when you're just starting out. The backwards approach to that is, oh, I'm really good at something and I love it, so everybody else must love it and everybody's going to pay me for this. It doesn't work that way. If you have something that inspires you greatly, that's wonderful. That's a hobby. But if you can't sell it to a group of people, it stays as a hobby. So you might have that thing that you love doing that people will pay you for, but you have to figure that out, and you have to back into it by finding the right audience, and then finding that service, and then pairing the two together with an exchange for money. Whatever you do, last point on this, whatever you do, don't go out there and do it for free. Okay? Don't, under any circumstances, do it for free, no matter what. No one gets results from free service. They just don't at all. Sally follows on, is your program helpful for business owners, for new business owners to attract clients? It is, and you can learn more about that in the link that's pinned in the comments here, which is my calendar link. It's prouty.me. I have designed a training program that helps you every step of the way without guessing on how to get those clients, in particular, how to get your first clients so that you're generating revenue as rapidly as possible. Thank you for that question. That was wonderful. What's the first step a small business should take getting started on social media? Social media can be so overwhelming. It absolutely can be so overwhelming. And I see so many people that come to me and they're like, social media doesn't work. I'm trying to get clients on social media, but it just doesn't work. And that's because they're overwhelmed and they're trying to do dumb things on social media that they know don't work. What's the dumbest thing that you can do on social media? It's probably do what everybody else is doing. It's just none of the stuff that people are guessing at works. So what you need is a very specific strategy to making social media work for a new business or for an existing business. My recommendation to you is this. We're going to cut the chaos. We're going to cut the overwhelm. And you need to spend, you don't need to do anything. You should, or it would be wise to spend 3 hours exploring all of the social platforms and writing down notes so that you can determine which social platform is the one where your clients spend most of the time and where they can engage in conversations that drive them closer to becoming clients with you. So what I mean by that is if you love TikTok and you're out there and you're taking your camera and you're dancing and you're pointing at the air and little words are popping up and you're doing silly little things and stunts and stuff like that. You love doing that on TikTok. That's wonderful. If your clients don't spend time on TikTok, you're wasting a tremendous amount of time. And you have a small social media hobby that's never going to generate business for you. So what you must do, what would be wise to do, is look at every single social platform, figure out where your clients are and where you can engage with them in conversation to move them down the sales process. So the question is, what's the very first step someone should take on social media? It's finding where your clients are and going full on that platform. It might be LinkedIn, it might be Facebook, might be Instagram, might be Pinterest, it might be TikTok, it might be YouTube. You must figure out where your clients are and you can engage them in meaningful conversation. LinkedIn, I have a whole bunch of feelings on LinkedIn. We don't have enough time today to even get into, holy smoke, that this time is going by so fast. We don't even have enough time. LinkedIn is turning into this weird platform. It's turning into this weird combination of what LinkedIn used to be to what Facebook is to what Instagram is. LinkedIn is turning into this like melting pot of the weirdness from all the other platforms. And so LinkedIn is we're going to see a lot of changes in LinkedIn coming up. I predict in the next 6 months. But LinkedIn is taking a turn for the weird. But your clients are probably there, especially if you're servicing professionals, and they're in a mood where they're interested in learning about the things that will help propel them professionally and personally. So LinkedIn is a great place to explore. So short answer to that question, explore all the social channels, find out where your prospects are, then find out where you can have the most meaningful conversations with them and spend your time there. Great question. Thank you so much for asking that. Nicola, how can we find good leads that want to spend good money because they understand the value? In my experience, by referrals and with social like LinkedIn and Twitter and good content. But my problem is I'm not consistent in trying to outsource blog creation. Wow, I love that question. There are so many different questions in that one question from Nicola. I'm gonna hit them all. So the first question is, how can we find good leads that want to spend good money because they understand the value? That is a beautiful question. So this ties into what I was just talking about, which is finding the social platform where these people spend the most time. Now, Nicola, what I want you to do is if you've had a great client or you have a great client, the kind of client that you're talking about who will spend the money to and they understand the value, every single time you create content on a platform, I want you to be thinking about that perfect client. I always want you in the mindset of talking to your perfect client. What this is going to do over time and with consistency is it's going to create social content that is speaking directly to the person who will spend the money for the value. So if you have that person in mind, when you're writing, you're going to speak differently, or you're going to write differently, you're going to create content differently for that person. So what I would like you to do is always have that person in mind when you're creating content. And your content is slowly but surely going to turn into the kind of content that your perfect prospect is going to read and going to want to be engaged with. So how do you find the leads that are willing to spend the money because they understand the value? You create content that speaks directly to the people who will spend the money for the value. That's the first question. Then Nicola also had the question, in my experience, it's from referrals or on socials like LinkedIn, Twitter with good content. So the good content, for absolutely. Referrals are a great way to find more people like this, especially when you get or ask for referrals from your perfect clients, because generally they're going to hang out with people who are similar to them, who are also your perfect clients. Some of the ways that you can get referrals is by offering a referral bonus program where you give a discount to the referral and you give a small gift to the person who sent the referral. That's a great way to get referrals flowing. Generally, when you're offering tremendous amounts of value, referrals are just going to come naturally. This is how it happens in my business, and I'm so very grateful for the thousands of people that I've worked with who send me referrals. And generally, the referrals that they send are very much like who they are. So yes, I agree with you. Referrals are great for that. And I think, as I've been talking about today, LinkedIn is great for that as well, because you can really target the people who are willing to spend the money for the value. I'll make one last point on that, Nicola, and it is this. When you want to bring in clients who are willing to spend money because they see value, these are not beginners in whatever your niche is. And Nicola, pardon me, I don't know what your niche is and who you're targeting. But when you're looking to bring in people who are willing to spend money to get a result, these are not beginners. These are people who have been in their industry a while and who have spent money in the past and understand that in order to get value, you must spend money. So you're going to be targeting a more sophisticated, more advanced audience when you do this. You're not speaking to the beginners. So consider that when you're creating your content, because we write content to people who are more advanced in a different way than we write to beginners. Nicola says, I'm a Webflow developer, and yes, I work with companies and startups. So yeah, companies and startups, you're going to be all over LinkedIn. I think my ninja tactic for you, Nicola, is to spend time in the startup subreddit. So head over to Reddit and find the startup subreddit and get into some related Reddits like that. And go, Nicola, I want you to go into those subreddits. You'll find me in there. I'm in there all the time. Go into those subreddits and start adding value. Don't look for sales. Don't ask for sales. Don't even ask for connections. Just go in and provide value, provide tips, techniques, answer questions that people have in those subreddits, and you're going to find those higher quality clients are coming your way. And so then the last part of Nicola's incredible set of questions is, my problem is that I'm not consistent, and I'm trying to outsource blog creation. So let's talk about that. Consistency is going to be the hallmark of success for any of you who happen to be listening to this. The more consistent you are, the more consistent results you're going to get. It's just a function of the way business works. No one is going to do business with someone who shows up for a couple of weeks and then goes away for a couple of weeks, or shows up for a month and is gone for a month. We all know people like that. We see them. They lose authority. They lose a level of expertise. They lose the trust that we have in them when they just show up and then they're gone, and then they show up again and then they're gone. And you also know people who are always starting the next thing. They've always got the big plan that's going to manifest. You see them, they're sitting in their hammocks with their backyard and their pool, and it's a picture of their feet on Sunday, and they say big things coming this week. And guess what happens that week? Not the big thing. No big things ever come when somebody says big things coming. Rest assured. So you want to have a level of consistency, and let your consistency be that you're always producing valuable, meaningful content that gives people a transformation. In everything that they read, everything that they experience from you, they should be learning something from you, and be consistent with it. So what it would be wise to do is pick a schedule that you know you can be consistent with. Here's an example. I have a client who works with me who is developing a YouTube channel. And she only has the time to release a video every other week. So 2 videos a month. That's fine. as long as she can consistently hold that schedule, she's going to be rewarded with traffic, with visibility. She's going to be rewarded from the platform and rewarded from the humans who consume her content. Because people like consistency when it comes to content that they're consuming. We know this. When you watch television programming, unless you're binging something that has already been out, television programming is released on a schedule. They're released on a schedule week to week, same day, same time. But even more so, other things take macro schedules, like the football season. Here in the US, the National Football League starts preseason every August. We know, as humans, we like to know August is here, NFL preseason starts. September's here, the games are going to start. We as humans love to see consistency. So, Nicola, please find a way to be consistent. And then what I'm going to say to you is this: instead of trying to outsource your blog creation, I want you to write your own blogs. Because no one is going to be able to create content as meaningful to what you are most inspired by, which is Webflow development. No one's going to be as inspired by that as you are. And no matter who you hire, they're not going to know as much. They're not going to understand the subtleties of Webflow development. I will learn how to say that. They're not going to know the subtleties of it like you do. And those subtleties are going to come through in everything that you write. So, Nicola, is English your first language? Are you writing to an English audience, or are you writing to an audience that is your first language? And just pardon me, you and I have just met on this, so I don't know. But if English is your first language, write your content in English. If it's not, write it in your native language. What I want you to do, though, is maybe consider getting it translated into the language of where your largest population of your audience is. Okay, so write your own blogs. They don't have to be long, and they don't have to be overly complex, but write about things that give people some value. What a great question. What a great set of questions that was. And I'm so inspired to have been able to answer that. And by the way, if you joined us late and you missed us at the very beginning when I was kind of fumbling around with the lights and everything, now is a great time. Click that subscribe button and turn on those bells for notifications so that you can get alerts when I create new content like this, or when I do these office half hours and the Ask Me Anythings. Thanks for the advice. Very valuable. Sorry, I didn't understand the startup community that you were referring to on LinkedIn. So it's not on LinkedIn. What I want you to do, and I'll put this into the chat for you, you're going to go to Reddit. You're going to go to reddit.com. I just put the Reddit into the chat. Reddit is a forum for conversation, and you can find what are called subreddits. And subreddits are consolidated conversation forums about a specific topic. So you would find the subreddit for startups, and you would go into that subreddit, and there you can start answering questions, and you can start providing value. Okay, so you got it? Okay, got it. Excellent. Such amazing advice, Chris. I'm hearing that consistency is key, even when we don't feel like we are showing up our best. Just show up wherever that is. That's true. And that's from Lauren from Conscious 7. And Lauren, what I love about what you do, Lauren helps people overcome so many of life's obstacles through her service. And part of her service is guiding people virtually in Pilates courses. Such a beautiful service. And if you click on her link, which you'll see there in the chat, you'll go over to her channel, subscribe there, and you'll get to see her every day. She's doing live Pilates, which is so inspiring. You're very welcome, Nicola. Thank you so much for being here today. As we approach the top of the hour, I will just give it, thank you so very much. I will remind you, I am here every single Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time here in the US to provide you with more live stuff like that. Just one last call for questions. Let me just see if there's anything that I missed that might have come in from some other way. How can I get better at running ads? Somebody says, how can I get better at running ads? Well, the way to get better at running ads is to run ads. The way to get better at running ads is to run ads. Now, that's a very costly endeavor. So before you start running ads, what I want you to do is get very good at your organic marketing. When you do organic marketing, which means you're creating content, you're pushing content out onto the socials, you are going to get a really good understanding of the challenges that your audience is facing. When you can understand the challenges that your perfect audience is facing, then you can take those challenges and turn them into really meaningful ads on any platform, on Facebook, LinkedIn, on Instagram, TikTok, on YouTube, once you understand the challenges of the audience. But the only way to truly understand the challenges of the audience is to have conversations with the audience. And the best way to do that is organically through social media. So how do I get better at running ads? Well, have the conversations. Understand the challenges that people are facing, and then turn those challenges into really meaningful ads that bring people towards you, whether that's to a landing page with a lead magnet or to your calendar, whatever you happen to be doing. And then once you start running ads, it's very important to analyze every little bit of data that you get from your ads, understanding what ads have the best click-through rate, what ads have the lowest cost per lead, what ads provide you with leads that ultimately turn into clients. That's your cost per acquisition. So you want to look at all of those numbers, and then you want to zoom in on the ads that give you a low cost per lead, low cost per acquisition, that also help you acquire clients who are your perfect clients. So how do you get better at ads? Run ads. Understand the challenges that people face and couple those two things together, and then collect the feedback and loop that back around so that you're creating better and better ads. So, thanks so much for being with me here today. Right here, I'm going to put a link somewhere here. I'm going to put a link to the playlist for these lives. This is season 1, episode 3 of my Ask Me Anything. I'll put a link right here for you. If you're watching this on the replay, you can go back and watch some of these other ones. And in the meantime, I'll be back here next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Come to me with your questions, my friends. I'm clicking the end stream button. Have a great rest of your day. Do not take the rest of the day off. Get out there and build your business and go find people to serve and find those clients. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Not yet. I'm not going to end it yet because there's more stuff coming into the chat. A whole bunch of thanks. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Also, you're an example of what you say on your channel. I follow you because, oh, that is so incredibly nice. I'm glad I didn't end this thing. Somebody says you're an example of what you say on your channel. I follow you because I saw good content and you are consistent. Well, there you go. There's your example. I am so very grateful for that incredible comment, Nicola. Thank you so very much for being here today. Come back and see me next week. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. I'm ending this thing. I have business to do. You've got business to do. Go get it done. See you next Tuesday. Bye, guys.